Good morning, everyone. For our GQS0025 Science, Technology and Sustainable Development Project Based Learning PBL report, our title is Localizing the SDGs in Malaysia, the Multi Stakeholder Action Plan. We are from Group 12. And here are our contents of report. For the first part is introduction, the second part is background, the third part is methodology, the fourth part is analysis for proposed action plan, and the fifth part is policy system design for our proposed action plan, and the last part is conclusion. So for the first part, introduction, we are discussing about how Malaysia can turn the UN Sustainable Development Goals from global targets into local realities. The SDGs, whether it's ending poverty, improving education, or building sustainable cities, can be achieved by one sector alone. They need teamwork. Government policies, private sector innovation, NGO advocacy, and academic research must all work together. In this presentation, we will look at real examples like Johor Urban Development Project to show how Malaysia is making progress and what we can do to accelerate it. Let's dive in. Why SDGs matter for Malaysia? The Sustainable Development Goals, SDG, also known as Global Goals, are a set of 17 integrated and interrelated goals to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that humanity enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. Reporting on the SDGs is important in communicating to stakeholders like companies' commitment to contributing to global goals, claiming accountability and responsibility to take the necessary action and measuring progress over time. SDG progress reports cater to a variety of audiences, so it's best to adjust it accordingly. First, identify your target reader. Next, you can shift your focus on what they need to know. For example, your action plans are in the interest of your beneficiaries. Your investors might prefer the details like timelines or budgets, while others, like your external stakeholders, will be more interested in the impact made, the challenges you encountered, and the lesson you learned from them.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I am Harith from Group 12 and I'll be presenting for the background part. Okay, moving on to the background part, which is the localization of SDGs in Malaysia. Malaysia government has integrated the SDGs into its national policies. Likewise, the 12th Malaysia Plan 2021 until 2025, which actually emphasizes the sustainable economic growth, promising environmental protection along with a good social inclusion. Nevertheless, shifting these level high goals into significant local action requires an effective initiative in creating collaboration between the government agencies, academic institutions, as well as civil society organizations, CSOs. Moreover, in spite of the financial assistance from the government, a huge contribution from the civil society, along with the technological advancements from the academia, the localization of SDGs in Malaysia faces several key challenges. Okay, moving on to the key challenges identified, we have several key challenges identified in this situation. The first one is fragmented multi-stakeholder coordination, where Malaysia lacks a fully integrated and efficient platform that facilitates consistent coordination between academia, government bodies, and CSOs. The second one is lack or low of public awareness at local levels. And it is observed that and proven as well as shown that the surveys and reports showcase that public awareness of the SDGs in populations of rural areas and local communities remains deficient, which constrains active civic engagement towards sustainability activities and initiatives. The third one is data voids and accessibility. Malaysia faces crucial challenges of poor data collection, inadequate management, and weak open accessibility. The fourth one is funding limitations, where in spite of the fact that national funds support major sustainability programs, smaller CSOs along with grassroots projects often face struggles to obtain sufficient financing in prompting to implement and sustain SDG-driven interventions. And the last key challenges identified is technical capacity and skill gaps, where most local authorities and small organizations frequently or often lack of technical skills and expertise, which is essential and absolutely necessary to design and cope with complex sustainable development projects, which gives a result in reduction of their effectiveness towards achieving SDG main objective.
Moving on, so this is our methodology for our PBL, which we designed to foster collaborative problem solving, system thinking, and evidence based policy designs. This is to ensure that our proposed solutions were both practical and actionable. So, in the middle, there are the two key phases that we choose for our project, which is the first one is the analysis, where we focus on understanding stakeholder dynamics and systemic challenges. And the second one is the policy and system design, where we translating our findings into actionable governance framework. So now let's look deeper into the analysis that we done for this project, which rests on three pillars. Firstly, the multi-stakeholder approach, which was selected because SDG by its nature is cut across sectors and jurisdictions. So no single entity possesses all the resources and authority to implement them effectively. And the second one is that we focus on stakeholder roles and complementary strengths because each sectors bring unique values such as government it provides policy authority, and then businesses offers innovation and resources, and NGOs can deliver grassroots connections, and academia contributes research and evaluation capacity. Lastly, our collaborative planning framework employs participatory methods and smart criteria to translate broad goals into actionable plans. And this ensure that our interventions are both ambitious and grounded in local realities while maintaining measurable accountability. So those analytical insights directly inform our four-pillar policy and system design approach, which we can see here. Our implementation framework address four critical dimensions. Which is the first one is the institutional framework that establish clear governance structures across national and local levels to maintain policy coherence while enabling contextual adaptations. And then the second one is the collaborative actions mechanism that were prioritized to break down sectoral silos and create platforms for ongoing coordinations, resource sharing, and joint problem solving. And then the third one is the implementation system that combines pilot testing, capacity building, and robust monitoring to balance innovation with accountability, allowing for learning and adaptations. And then finally, the enabling environment, which focuses on creating the necessary financial, technological, and regulatory conditions for sustainable implementation at scale. And this end-to-end methodology from collaborative analysis to actionable design was specifically developed to overcome the most common SDG implementation barriers. And by addressing both understanding and actions, we have created a framework that both principle and practical for Malaysia's SDGs journey.
So continue with the analysis. Why multi-stakeholder approach? It's because SDGs are interconnected and local level convergence of global changes. So therefore the collaboration integrates first is policy support from the government, community involvement from the civil society, and scientific knowledge from the academia. So continue with stakeholder roles and complementary strength. So these are the roles and the strength of each role. So for the government, policy making, funding and enforcement, civil society, grassroots engagement, advocacy, academia, research data analysis, and impact assessment. Okay, so for collaborative planning and local prioritization, so first we go to why local prioritization matters. First is SDGs are global, but implementation must be localized. Second is communities have unique challenges that require tailored solutions. There is top-down approaches often fail to address grassroots realities. For participatory method, focus group discussion. Small, diverse group discuss key issues to identify community-specific priorities through open dialogue. Public consultation. Open forum allow citizens, NGOs, and officials to voice concerns, ensuring transparent and inclusive decision making. And last, joint needs assessments. Stakeholders collectively analyze local needs using both data and community insight to prioritize relevant SDG action. Next is designing and implementing action plans. So for the action plans, translate SDG priorities into concrete steps, ensures coordinated efforts among stakeholders, provides a clear roadmap for implementation. So based on the planning, we have to use smart framework, which is including specific, clearly defined objective, measurable, quantifiable targets, achievable, realistic given resources and constraints, relevant, aligns with local needs and SDG targets, and lastly, time-bound set deadlines. Continue with monitoring, evaluation, and learning (MEL). Academia's role. Universities and research institutions analyze program data to measure impact objectively. They conduct independent evaluations to determine what's working and what needs improvement. Their technical expertise helps create reliable indicators for tracking progress. CSO's contribution. Civil society organizations gather real-time feedback directly from community members. They monitor on-the-ground implementation and identify practical challenges beneficiaries face. Their frontline perspective ensures programs remain responsive to local needs. Last but not least, government's function. Policymakers use monitoring data to adjust programs and allocate resources effectively. They institutionalize successful approach through policy changes. Their authority enables scaling up effective solutions across regions. Anticipating and managing challenges. So these are the challenges and description and also solution to the challenges. First is conflicting priorities. Different stakeholder groups may have competing goals, leading to disagreements on resource allocation or implementation focus. So for the solution, organize structured workshops to identify overlapping objectives, use a priority matrix to visualize shared interests, and agree on phased implementation plans that balance immediate needs with long-term SDG targets. Second is stakeholder fatigue. Long-term SDG efforts can lead to burnout, especially when progress is slow or workloads are unevenly distributed. So for the solution, rotate leadership roles to share responsibilities, celebrate incremental achievement publicly, and formalize recognition to maintain motivation. So continue. There is political instability. Changes in leadership or policy shift can disrupt funding, partnerships, or institutional support from SAG programs. So for the solution, secure multi-party agreements like MOUs, embed SDG commitments into local laws or development plans, and create transition protocols to ensure continuity during political changes. Last but not least is communication barriers. Stakeholders from diverse sectors like government, NGOs, and academia often use different terminology, reporting formats, or communication channels, causing misunderstanding. Appoint liaison officers to streamline dialogue, adopt standardized reporting tools, and hold regular alignment meetings with clear agendas to ensure consistent messaging. So this is one of the case study. The case of Johor, Malaysia. Johor faces a rapid urbanization leading to environmental strain, waste accumulation, and reduced green spaces. So to address with these challenges, the state government adopted a multi-stakeholder approach to localize SDG element, which is sustainable cities and communities. So this is the several roles that take action in this project, which is state government, University Technology Malaysia, UTM, and NGOs, which is Econax. So, Johor initiative successfully implemented three sustainability programs, waste management system, including recycling hubs and segregation programs, reduce landfill waste by 30%. So, urban renewal projects transform vacant lots into green public spaces, improving air quality and biodiversity. And environmental education reached over 500 students through school programs and community training, fostering long-term eco-conscious behaviors.
Moving on to the policy and system design, we are going to present from institutional framework and governance until implementation enablers. So, we are proposing a fast track framework to embed 8 priority SDGs across Malaysia's national, state, and local levels, moving from high level targets to on the ground actions. For the governance framework part, at the top, a strengthened National SDG Council under the Prime Minister, with each minister championing specific SDGs, mirrored at state and district levels. Councils adapt targets locally. The All Party SDG group provides cross party analysis and ensures citizen voices feedback into the policy. And for the collaboration and implementation part, we will harness triple Ps like a Green Innovation Fund and public civil partnerships for joint campaigns. Academia joins as a key partner via research grants and SDG clinics. Budgets are targeted by SDG and a unified data platform fed by local observatories ensures real-time tracking. For the pilots finance and equity part, targeted pilots such as multi-sector programs for indigenous communities will refine best practices. We will finance through SDG bonds, an investment fund, and international grants. Equity is backed in via earmarks for youth, women, and persons with disabilities, and a formal care economy task force. For the final strategy, monitoring and enablers, cities and local states publish local voluntary reviews annually, feeding into Malaysia's national VNR. We track both outcomes and process KPIs with parallel civil society reports, ensuring high level transparency. Finally, a national SDG portal, NGO friendly legal reforms, and clear CSR policies will bind it all together, turning targets into tangible community impact.
To wrap up, Malaysia SDG success depends on one key idea. It is teamwork. No single ministry, company, or community can do this alone. We need clear policies, local action, real-time tracking to ensure progress. Johor's success shows that what's possible when stakeholders unite. Now it's about scaling these efforts nationwide. Let's commit to partnerships, invest in local solutions, and hold ourselves accountable. The SDGs aren't just UN checklists, they're Malaysia roadmap to a fairer, greener future. Thank you, and let's make it happen.